Welcome everyone. Dr. Mandell here with you. Hopefully you're having a pleasant day or night. This program is going to be a really interesting program. I'll try to go through it as quick as I can. This is all about one specific neck muscle that has a direct relationship with tinnitus, ringing in the ears. A ring in the ears is so common, not only with elderly people. Today, even kids are getting it, and I'm going to explain why. But the first thing I want to go into with this is I just want to remind our listeners we are broadcasting live, streaming live here. But the first thing I wanted to go over, let's move right ahead. Right in here, we're looking at a condition called somatic tinnitus. Now you're saying, what is somatic tinnitus? This is a condition that where the sensory system of the body, regardless of where it's at, because we have the sensory portion which sends afferent messages back up to the brain, this is coming from the body. Somatic meaning the body. Somatic signals are sent from muscles. And the most common muscle is right here, called the old SCM, the sternocleidomastoid. This SCM muscle has a direct relationship that goes into the inner ear. Now, I'll explain it to you a little more thoroughly as we progress, but people who experience, which I'm about to show you, I don't want to jump the gun, contraction and spasming, as well as trigger points or myofascial changes in this particular muscle, as well as other muscles around, but this is the main muscle, and I'll explain why. This has a direct relationship with spinal accessory nerve, cranial nerve 11, that actually affects the C1, C2, the atlas and axis. And that is why a lot of people who have involvement of this muscle get dizziness. And dizziness will go a lot with tinnitus. Now, I say dizziness, you may not be falling over or whirling around, but you may notice you're kind of giddy because that SCM muscle is extremely tight. Because what affects that nerve, the spinal accessory nerve, that affects the SCM muscle and then goes to the C1, C2, which is right below the skull. So that is a primary factor of this tinnitus. Also, areas of the TMJ is another common one, but not near as often as the SCM. This can be affected from anywhere in the face. Muscles do have sensory. It has what they call afferent messages, which send messages back to the brain. But the SCM area, particularly those trigger points and myofascial changes, sends it directly to the inner ear. And so that has a lot to do with that ringing in the ear. So let's move forward here. Here's my little animation here. You can see the SCM area has two divisions. One comes, if I turn my head this way, one goes into the manubrium of the sternum, and the other one goes into the clavicle. There's two separate areas where they come out. Let me see if I can move forward here. I'll leave this little guy here. I like him. Let's go up in here. We're looking at these trigger points. Now you're saying, what are these trigger points? These are areas in the muscle that become noxious. They become very tender. You can touch a point and it's very sore. And when you hit it, you may notice that that point refers to a different area in the body. That is called a trigger point. And we're filled with these. And the reason why we're filled with these, okay, is this. Forward head posture, 12 pounds of the head. Every inch it goes forward, an additional 10 pounds. 2 inches is 32 pounds. 3 inches, 42 pounds. And then we move forward up the ladder. Then we say, wow, this is what we do all day long. Not only adults, but children, teenagers, even the elderly today. And you can see the amount of stress on the head as it multiplies the further you go forward in degrees. You can read that on your own there. Okay, so we come here, and these are some other things that we're doing. Let me see if I can move this out of the way here. 1 second. Don't know why that's there, but that's okay. The prolonged looking down over the computer is a biggie, and that is a serious problem. Here is a condition of the SCM muscle, particularly when the head is forward. So that muscle just tugs. Not only that, but the suboccipital muscles start to shorten and contract right underneath the area here when we're in forward head posture, affecting C1, C2, affecting the spinal accessory nerve, affecting the inner ear. And the communication becomes disturbed, disrupted, kind of like stepping on a garden hose where the plants are not getting its water because of the irritant, because of the imbalance, because of the firing. We got messages firing to the brain, and the brain is kind of getting confused. And now we have the inner ear trying to communicate with the brain. And now you got firing, excessive firing, and the brain's getting confused. And we got all this confusion going on. And the end result is tinnitus, high-pitched sounds, ringing, buzzing, humming. Okay, and the point that I'm getting to, that I haven't got to yet, I'm kind of saving this. Let me just move forward here. Here are trigger points. And these trigger points, as we just saw below, affect the SCM. But look how the area affects the ear. Those areas of the SCM, all that red is referred. So in other words, you could have a problem in the SCM, all right, and you can have problems in the eyes, you can have in the ears, vertigo, but we're talking about tinnitus, and this is what I'm getting to. Let me see where we are here. Hold me a second. Okay, I don't want to jump there yet, but where we're going is right here. There are studies out there, and there are many patients of mine and people through the internet, hundreds of people that I've gotten responses of, and they've told me, this is why it's been so long since I came out with this video, because I had to believe it and I had to see it and I had to want proof of the pudding, because there's nothing more that can explain it better than people who are experiencing it right now. And there are people, I had 3 of them today, and I'm sure you're going to see plenty of people in the comments writing this, we're seeing this video, that notice that when they stretch that SCM muscle and they released it and the muscle was relaxed, because we weren't in this forward head posture now, or we're trying to work on our posture, obviously that's my channel is all about, their tinnitus diminished. And they noticed that when they slept incorrectly, okay, let's move up here. When they slept incorrectly, where their head was locked like this, the SCM contracted, they got up and their tinnitus was worse. And they also noticed, as the day went on, depending upon how much stress they have, the more tension that they built up in their neck, their tinnitus got worse. So you'll notice that people who have ringing in the ears, you'll notice that the tone always changes, and that what I'm trying to bring into this video with you is that as this tone changes, you need to monitor and realize that so is your tinnitus. So are the activities, so is the stresses that you're going through. So what I'm trying to direct you to, this somatic tinnitus that no doctors talk about, the ENTs don't talk about it. They just want to give you medicine, give you drugs, which is really nothing you can do, or try to give you these particular things to wear or the music to listen to. There's different causes of tinnitus, but in this particular situation, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who have this somatic tinnitus that no one's diagnosing. Because you'll notice that if you had straight tinnitus, it would always be the same all the time, and it's always changing. So you need to key into these tight muscles, because these tight muscles are shown, and I was reading a whole bunch of studies and clinical studies earlier, are known with the research and the studies that it's helped reducing the tinnitus. So what I'm going to do, I have excellent videos in my channel on SCM, actually with TMJ, we just recently put one out. Now what also I want you to do, take your hands and massage over the masseter muscles below the mastoid process right here, okay? Release those, because people who clench their teeth, people that grind their teeth, people who are under stress will affect these muscles, and these areas affect here. They work hand in hand together. Also, you can take your hands like this, put it on underneath the mastoid process, right under here, and just go little circles like this. So you're taking the SCM and you're just massaging it and stimulating it. By stimulating it, you'll feel looser, you'll feel lighter, and it will help in many cases, your tinnitus. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the comments below, actually in the description, when I put my description there, I'm going to attach several videos for you to look at. And I want you to go through those exercises and do those stretches, because I'm anxious and I'm almost confident that many of you are going to get results. And it's quite exciting. Why is it exciting? Because there's hope. And you know what? When you locate and you find those muscles that are contracted, that you're not tuned into, and you start becoming more tuned into those muscles, and you start keeping those muscles relaxed, and you keep having that flexibility, and you find that right stretch, and you say, wow, I feel good. Guess what? Do it as often as you want. The name of life is is prevention naturally. And if you can find a solution and you can find your own remedy to your own life because of the stresses that you're in every day, because we get so carried away with what we're doing, looking down and typing and working on the clock and texting and working and stressing with our arms, and we're tense. We got 2 jobs, 3 jobs. We come home, we're more tense. I'm telling you, these muscles have a direct relationship with your tinnitus. I challenge every one of you, because I want hundreds of thousands of people to read these comments, because I know it's going to be in those comments, because they're already coming to my emails. So I'm excited to do this video for those people who are excited to share it with me, who have already done so. And I thank you very much for it, because that's what gives me the insight, the love to share this worldwide, because we're all one. Don't matter what color we are. Don't matter what religion you are. It's a bunch of junk. We're all one. We're here to help each other. I hope that if you haven't at this point, I hope you do. I hope you do subscribe to my channel. Why? Because you're going to get well here. You're going to get well. We got so many great people in here. Many of my subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, come out here and they share and they educate. And I want to thank every one of you. I want to thank all our people in the chat room. We have a nice chat room out there today. Many blessings. I'm going to put these videos in my description. Please go through those videos if you are a tinnitus survivor. And let's hear your comments below, because I will try to do my best to get to those comments, particularly in this video. That's how much I care about this particular video. Anyways, make it a great day, and we'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye-bye now.